Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be going over my Razer MX650 so you guys can build one just like this. Okay, so I'm going to just go over what websites the parts are mostly going to be coming from. So number one, especially number one, most of these parts are coming off Electro & Co. Or Electro Co. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but I'll have a link in the description for that company. And then second company, pretty famous, Amazon. Amazon actually has a lot of cool parts, and they actually work really nicely on this bike, like the chain tensioner and the bars and a couple other parts are from Amazon. But again, number one, most important, Electro & Co. They're going to have 90% of these parts. So yeah, so let's get into the video. Okay, first, obviously, you're going to have to buy yourself a Razer MX650 or an SX500. So the difference with the MX650 and the SX500 is not crazy different, but the SX500 you can actually have a bigger battery because there's more room in the frame. So an SX500 you can have a little bit more battery space, and it's just like a little bit taller frame. So yeah, but this is the MX650, so it has a smaller frame, so I'm limited to battery size. But still, I have a big battery inside of this cover. But yeah, so just get yourself a Razer MX650 or SX500. A Razer MX350 is a little too small. I mean, you can modify it, but I don't think Electro & Co. makes any modifications for them. So please just stick to the 650 or SX500. The first component I'm going to be talking about on this bike is the motor. So this is the EC4P Lite from Electro & Co. It's a direct bolt-on motor, so it bolts on the same way the stock motor bolts on. It's all stainless steel, and it produces up to 12 kilowatt peak power. So yeah, so this is your budget-friendly motor. It's a little bit cheaper than the other motors on Electro & Co., but it's still a beast. I mean, this thing goes 60 plus miles per hour, and I'm 150 plus pounds, so it's actually pretty crazy for an electric pit bike. And it's also technically a smart motor. I don't think if you ever heard of that term before. I think I just made that up. But it's when your phone can connect to the controller and the controller connects to the motor. So your phone can see how fast this thing is spinning, the RPMs, like if it's overheating or not. You can adjust the speed, the torque, the power. I mean, torque and power is like the same thing. So yeah, I can adjust a lot of different settings on the motor through your phone, which a lot of motors you can't. So yeah, so I like this motor a lot. And again, this is off Electro & Co. The second component I'm going to be talking about is the chain and sprocket setup. So this is the number 35 chain and sprocket setup, the Ultra Light. So this chain has probably been the best chain I've ever owned for a Razer. All my past chains have snapped and broke or stretched. So yeah, this chain's been really good. Has not even fell off one time, which is really cool. And it's been like a couple months. Normally, my past chains broke in like a couple weeks and they stretched and they keep falling off. But this one has been really good. So yeah, so this is also from Electro & Co. And again, all the parts I'm going to be talking about, all like the websites are going to be the link in the description. And I'll tell you what website they're from. The third component I'm going to be talking about today is obviously the one that connects with everything I just spoke to, the extended swing arm. So this is a 3-inch stretch from Electro & Co. It just bolts on the sides. You got to drill 2 holes on each side, and 2 screws or 2 bolts go in, and you just screw it together and all that. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy to put on. It comes with like an extender piece, so your brake can extend with your wheel. I'll show you a close-up with that in just a second. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty good, pretty reliable. I like it because it has a built-in chain tensioner right here. But the thing is, the reason why I have another chain tensioner here, a lot of people ask me this. I mean, every single day, at least 10 people ask me this. Why do I have a chain tensioner on the swing arm when there's already one built on? So basically, I keep my chain a little bit loose, and this chain tensioner pushes it up, so it's always tensioned. So like if it bounces, it always stays tensioned. If that makes any sense. I don't know. It's just a preference, I guess. A lot of people say it's not good for the bike. I don't know why. Well, they say it makes it slower for some reason. I don't know if that's true. But, I mean, I have not experienced that because this thing's still going 60 plus how it sits right now. So, I mean, how much faster do you want to go than 60 plus? So, yeah, so I don't really have any problems with this chain tensioner or this one. But yeah, so this is from Amazon. This is a $20 chain tensioner. I'm going to put a link in the description for just this chain tensioner instead of giving you the whole entire Amazon website, because everybody knows what Amazon is. So I'm just going to give you the actual link to this product. So yeah, so this is a $20 chain tensioner, really good. Just bolts on 4 bolts, and yeah. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is just a little thing. It's just rear fender. So this is from FO 408. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it. Also, all these weird names. So there's just like a little mini bolt-on fender, bolts on to the 2 arms of the swing arm, like the upper arms. Just protects like the motor a little bit more, and yeah, from dirt and snow and all that from flying up into the bike over here. Pretty simple. I think it's like $25, $30. Can't be any more than that. I'm gonna have a link in the description for that also. So this is a separate website, and yeah. Okay, so this is Electro & Co. rear pit bike tire. Does not come with a front tire. So this tire is 10 inches tall. It comes with a sprocket spacer and another spacer for like the swing arm out here. So yeah, so this is a pretty like meaty tire. I mean, I've never seen like a razor dirt tire like this. I mean, it's a pit bike tire. I have my street tires over here. I don't know if the camera can see it. But yeah, I'm normally riding the street most of the time, but it is winter time, so I did get dirt tires for the first time for the Razor, just so I can ride it around in the snow. And if you watched my previous video, you would see how that went. So yeah, so these tires are actually really nice. I've never had like tires this nice before. Even these tires are thicker than my E-Ride Pro tires. Like, I don't know, they're just very meaty, they're very aggressive. So yeah. Okay, so this is like a little close-up for everything I just showed you guys. So you got the motor right there, the EC4P light, that chain tensioner. The reason why there's a little bit of tape there is just because I have those LED light strips. The chain, the tire, and the extended swing arm. But now, set up the tripod, and boom. Oh, okay, there we go. So, this is an E-Ride Pro brake. If you know what E-Ride Pros are, pretty much like an upgraded version of a Sur-On. So these are like, I don't know, I would say like actual not dirt bike brakes, but like moto brakes. So in a way, I mean, not really. They're just for a big bike. So I put E-Ride Pro brakes on here. They actually fit pretty perfect. I didn't have to do anything. And this is a spacer for the swing arm I was talking about for the brakes. It's like a little extender here, and it just extends out. So yeah, so this is E-Ride Pro brakes on the back, and then I have the normal Zoom brakes on the front. Okay, that should be a wrap for like the swing arm part of the bike. Besides the little mini e-bike license plate, I just have that on so the cops don't really care. I mean, they don't really care anyways, but I just have it on just because. If you watch my previous videos, this license plate used to be here, but I just put it down here like 2 days ago. I don't know why, but I just didn't like it here. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go over like plastics real quick. So this side right here is a CRF 50 plastic, so Honda CRF 50 plastics. You can get these off of Amazon. That's where I got them. $45, I think. I mean, it comes with like the rear fender, these side rear fenders. I didn't put those on, obviously. And this is a fake carbon fiber Sur-On rear fender. I had to like cut some things to make it work. So yeah, that's like 20 bucks or $25, I think. These are obviously the stock sides on the Razor. So I had to cut the tops off to make it work because the battery is so big it barely fits. I mean, super tight to make this fit. So you got to cut like a lot of things out to make it fit with the battery. The reason why I have this on is for the winter, so no salt or snow goes in. This front plate, this front fender, and like the fork guards, all come with the fork, and the front tire comes with the fork. So this is a Mototech front tire, and it comes with the fork. So I ordered forks, and I was not expecting the forks to come with a front tire, the front plate, and the front fender, and it came with bars. I didn't even expect that either. But these are not the bars that they came with. This is from Amazon, which I'll go over in a minute. So yeah, so a lot of this plastics all came with the forks, CRF 50 plastic, stock plastics, or on plastic. Anything else? Well, obviously I went over this, the FA FO 408 rear fender. So yeah, so that's where all the plastics are from. Amazon, stock, Electro & Co. Okay, so now we're just working my way up from this part on, even though I just talked about the plastics. So now we're talking about the shock. So this is a D&M Electro & Co. shock. I mean, it's not made by Electro & Co. It's made by D&M, but they sell it and they make it work for the Razor. So I think this is how you're supposed to have it. Even my friends had it like this. You have to have the shock upside down, so like the top is down, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. So the shock, normally the hydraulic part that goes like in is on the bottom, but then you gotta, on the Razor, you gotta have it on the top. I don't know if it's a little confusing or not, but that's how you have it to make it fit, because where the hydraulic part goes in, it's skinnier, so it won't hit the battery. So yeah, so that's how you're supposed to have it, upside down. So yeah, and again, like I said, this is from Electro & Co., this shock. The seat, I should have went over this when I was talking about the plastics, but I just want to make it clear. This is a stock Razor MX650 seat that came with the stock bike, and this is a stock gas tank that came with the bike also. So yeah, so this and this is stock, and this is stock. So yeah. Okay, so down to the foot pegs. So these foot pegs are from Amazon. They're drop down foot pegs. I think they drop down like 3 inches also, just to give you more leg room, I guess. I mean, I like them. They just, the only thing I don't like about them, they just feel weaker. I mean, I still stand up on the bike and hit jumps with them, but they're kind of like sketchy. I might upgrade to real like dirt bike pegs or something, or even cut the whole entire foot peg mount off, and I might weld my own one on there and weld my own drop down. So that could be a potential thing to do with your Razor also. I mean, my friend's done it before. Cut the whole entire frame off, like that holds the foot pegs on, weld your own bar, and make your own drop down. I mean, that's also another option. It's much stronger. But yeah, so these are the cheaper way and less work way of doing it. Just buy the drop down foot pegs off of Amazon. They're actually pretty expensive for some reason, but these will be in the link in my description. If I'm not mistaken, these things are like $80. I don't think it's worth it. Well, it's worth it, but I don't think it's worth $80. But yeah, so I'll have that in the link in the description. Again, if the price is not $80, I'm just trying to go on top of my head. It has to be at least 65 plus, I'm pretty sure. I just know these foot pegs were really expensive for no reason. Okay, so now we're going to start talking about what's under the plastics or what's behind it. So the battery is from Electro & Co. It's a 76 volt, 24 amp hour battery. That's probably one of the best batteries I've ever owned. It's pretty cool. I mean, it barely fits in there, but it fits. And a lot of people ask me, what's the battery life with a battery like this? I mean, I just got that comment on Instagram, and I have to explain to people, it really depends how heavy you are, what terrain you're riding on, what motor you're running. If you're running this motor, we can obviously relate. There's a lot of factors that play with how long a battery can last. If you put a 200-pound guy on this bike and you ride around all day, and you put like a 5-year-old who weighs like, I don't know, how much do 5-year-olds weigh, like 60 pounds? On this bike, obviously the 5-year-old's gonna get a longer riding distance than the 200-pound guy. So it really depends. And if you're running the motor that takes a lot more volts, obviously it's going to drain the battery faster because it needs more power to keep the motor running. So yeah, it really depends. With my setup, if I'm riding street, I can get 1.5 to 3.5 hours of riding if I'm riding, like doing wheelies and stuff consistently. If I don't do wheelies, and if I was actually trying to see how far I can go on a ride, I can probably get like 5 to 6 hours on a ride if I was trying to see how far this bike can actually go, like on distance. But yeah, this bike's actually really good with battery. I mean, who wants to ride for more than 3.5 hours? I mean, if you take a lunch break, the bike will be like more than halfway charged by the time you're done with lunch. So yeah, so that's what the battery I'm running under this is pretty good. It comes with like a chrome case and with the handle, really easy to get out because it has the handle on. And now let's get into the controller. Okay. Let's get into that controller. Also from Electro & Co, but pretty sure True Moto is a separate brand. Um, but yeah, so this is the Electro & Co True Moto Noisy Cricket controller. This is the controller I was talking about earlier. So you can like have Bluetooth with your motor, so your phone can connect to the controller, and the controller has like all like the data of the motor. So if you have a phone mount right here, you can see your speed, the RPMs, like I was saying earlier, if the motor's overheating or not. I mean, it's pretty helpful. I like to know my exact speed. Has like 0 to 30, 0 to 60, like top speeds. Like it'll track your like record for racing. It's called drag mode, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, a lot of options. I like that. So I just mount my phone right here, like I just said, and when I turn on the bike, it automatically connects to my phone, and it'll tell me all this, like the statistics of my speed and stuff and what the motor's doing. So yeah, so that's the True Motor Nosy Cricket from Electro & Co. Probably my favorite controller yet. I used to have the Kelly. The Kelly's all right. I mean, for my weight and how I ride, I don't really like it. So yeah, so definitely I would recommend getting like a True Moto controller at least. Okay, off with Electro & Co again. I mean, they make good parts, so that's why a lot of this stuff is Electro & Co. So everyone asked me why I have two controllers. I mean, that's not the case. It just looks like a controller. So I have another controller looking box, which is the 12-volt reducer. So the 12-volt reducer is basically connects to your battery, so you can have accessories like a headlight, a fan. I mean, I used to have a fan on the back. It cools down the motor and stuff. Not this motor. My old motor used to overheat, which was not Electro & Co. So that's why I had a fan. So yeah, so the 12-volt reducer takes the 76 volts and reduces it to 12 volts, obviously. You can get like a phone charger station, headlight, like I said, underglow, fans. They make fans for this motor and all Electro & Co motors. Anything else? I mean, the underglow looks sick, which I don't have yet. I just have this taxi garage light strip, not as cool as the Electro & Co underglow, but I will get one of those in the future, hopefully. But yeah, I just like it how you can like have stuff that's actually powered from the battery, and it doesn't take that much power. The taxi garage light I just showed you, that's just 3 AAA batteries powering this. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's always nice to have lights that are actually powered by the same battery as your bike. Okay, so I think I've talked about everything from this part forward, or back, I mean. Um, yeah, so I talked about the battery, the controller, the shock, all in this section, the 12-volt reducer, all from Electro & Co. So let's now go to the front suspension. So these are the ETM V2 forks, super cushy. The only thing I don't like about them is you can't really adjust like the travel on it, which is minor. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, it's pretty good forks. Like again, like I said in the beginning of the video, it comes with the front plate, the front fender, the tire, and low bars. And I'm pretty sure that's all it comes with. The front axle, obviously, and the spacers, fork guards. But yeah, pretty good for like the money. My bike almost just fell right there. I mean, it's pretty secured. Let me just move it back. This thing still scares me. I mean, it's locked in, so even if it did fall, it would stop. Oop, it's tippy. Okay, that's sketching me out. I'm gonna lower the bike now. It's been up here too long. Boom, safe on the ground. I put the bike too far forward. That's why I almost just tipped right there. Okay, I just saved my bike. Okay, so since now it's safe on the ground again, we can go back to talking on the bike. So I do have the headlight, like I was talking about with the 12-volt reducer. That's also from Electro & Co. I put a hole right here for the charger and the stock gas tank for the battery. Trying to just think of all like the random stuff I forgot to cover. So when you buy the controller also, it comes with the throttle, the voltmeter, and that's it. And grips, obviously. And it comes with 2 keys, and I always keep my 2 together. So yeah. Okay, one thing I forgot to talk about is the bars. So these are the Pro Taper SE XR50 bars from Amazon. The link is going to be in the description. So yeah, these brakes are from Electro & Co. These are the Zoom brakes. I think they're $120 from Electro & Co. And then my back brake is a E-Ride Pro brake, like I said before. The phone holder, if you ever want it, that's from Super 73. It's another bike brand. That'll be in the link in the description. Just a company. I don't know if they sell these anymore. They might sell like a new version of the phone holder. And another Super 73 product is this front fender right here. So this fender is off a Super 73. If you know what Super 73s are, they're like a beach cruiser electric bike. Some people wheelie them, some people modify them. I have 3 of them. But yeah, so pretty good mod, I think, because it protects everything from like the dirt and stuff from hitting your battery area and controller area. I think that piece of plastic's like 20 bucks. I mean, it's a little overpriced, but it's what it is. I think I went over everything on the bike. Trying to look. Again, these like lights if you want them, I guess. I mean, these are overpriced. These are $50 off Taxi Garage. I would recommend buying the Underglow from Electro & Co. and buying the 12-volt reducer. Looks cooler and not as messy looking as this. Trying to think. Yeah, everything else on the bike is stock, like the kickstand. But yeah, I think I went over everything, and yeah. Okay, one thing I forgot to talk about is the Supermoto option of this bike. I mean, these come from Electro & Co. also. You can get them off eBox, but I think they're a little bit more money on eBox. So these are the 10-inch Supermotos that go on this bike, obviously. Obviously not good in the dirt. They're a street tire. That's really good tires for wheeling. If you like to wheelie, that's the tires that you want. That goes for the ETM also. If you have an ETM and you're watching this and you don't have those tires, you have to get those tires. Those tires are the best for doing wheelies and stuff on the street. So yeah. So now since I covered everything, that'll probably be a wrap of the YouTube video. I'm pretty new at this whole YouTube stuff, so I'm trying my best. I know it's not like the best like quality video that I'm doing, but I'm trying my best for now. So yeah, so if you have any questions about this bike or where do you buy stuff, pretty sure I can link all of the parts on my description in this video. But yeah, so thank you for watching this YouTube video. If any questions, please comment them. I'll answer them over time. And yeah, so thank you for watching and subscribe.